Hello and welcome. Today we are going to talk about the Klush skirt and the double Klush skirt. And we will get to know these applications and how to use them in many ways and how to make its pattern for the Klush skirt and the double Klush skirt by using a whole group of photos that is in front of us on the screen. Now this is the Klush skirt. It's called Klush, which means wideness that's big and shows at the end of the skirt, like what is shown here. It has a lot of applications like executing, the goal, and the control. From its wideness, big or small, the way it's worn is at the waist. The circulation of the waist must match the circulation of the body, so it can fit rightly. This is the height of the skirt. And of course, the height is changeable depending on the client. Now this picture shows a part or applications for the Klush skirt, Klush or double Klush. It could look this way or many other ways. There are many looks, but we will show one now. As you can see from our last picture, it was only the skirt. It was already called Klush or double Klush. It could be a part of a dress. Notice how it's part of a skirt and the bottom part here is Klush. Also, it could be a part of a sleeve, like what you see here. And notice how it's on the collar in this way. And the truth is it has a lot of looks and ways to use. Now the ways to execute the pattern for the Klush or double Klush, this picture will show 4 ways to execute this type of pattern. Either by a quarter of a circle, like what you see here. This is the quarter of a circle, and this is the circulation of the skirt, which is the circle close to the center. This is the circulation of the waist. And AB represents the height of the skirt. And this outer circle is far from the center till the end of the skirt. So this first status is by the quarter of a circle. The second status, notice here how it looks. It's by half a circle, and this is a half circle near the center. It is what represents the skirt waist, but the first one represents a quarter for the waist. So which means if the circulation at the waist is 80 centimeters, so this is a quarter of a circle, and it's 80 centimeters, but the other status is the same size for half a circle, it's 80 centimeters. So the circle near the center is the waist circulation. And in the same time, this is AB, which represents the height of the skirt, which this is also the height, or this is also the height. The third status, which is a third of the skirt, which you can see here, the third status from 3/4 of the circle. This circle, which is near the center, which represents the circulation of the waist, which is the same value as before, 80 centimeters. So then 80 centimeters is the same but on half a circle, and here quarter of the circle. But this value will be 80 centimeters. The fourth status, which is from a whole circle, notice how the circle is close to the center, which is the circulation of the waist for the skirt, which is 80 centimeters. But notice in the fourth status, it's a whole circle, and it's the same value. Here, it's a third, and it's 80. Here, it's a half circle, also 80, which is the waist circulation, and here, it's the same circulation, but it's a quarter of the circle. So what's the difference between the first, second, third, and fourth status? The truth is the goal for these multiple statuses is the increasing value of the clush at the end of the skirt. So to execute the pattern of the clush skirt, we must know a group of dimensions. So the dimensions that we are going to need is the circulation of the waist. The second dimension is the height of the clush skirt. And the third one is the value of the skirt's clush. So is the client wanting a big clush or a small clush? Depending on this decision, we choose the right way to execute. Either we choose the first status, which is a quarter of the skirt, or the second status, which is a half of a circle, or the third status, which is the third of a circle, or the fourth status, which is the largest clush possible, which is a whole circle we saw before. So let's say we will choose the quarter circle for an example. So for a start, we make two lines. One is vertical. You can see here, then when we make a horizontal line and let them meet to the point M. Now what we need is when we make the first circle, which is close to the center and which represents the circulation of the skirt. So the circulation for the whole skirt is a quarter of the circle. It's gonna be 80 centimeters. Now how will we make this circulation? So to make this circulation, we are going to use a tool called a compass. And of course, the size is big, not like the usual, like the one students use for school. This one is bigger, and the parts of them is a compass holder. And there is a compass center where we place it, and there's a circle around it, as you could see. It goes from right to left, and there is an effect area which is placed in the compass that leaves a mark after, and this is what we will use to make circles during this application. And we are going to make this circle using this compass. So to make this circle to matching unknown, and that thing is half the circulation of the circle. And this is the half of the circulation of the circle, which is NK. And in another meaning, it's the space that is opened in the compass. And we have to know the value of it. The space for the compass opening that we will use, and we will have to put a center point of the compass on M, and where the effect point will begin, and make a circulation till it ends here, and make a waist circulation for the skirt. So we go back and say the unknown is always in this status NK, which is half circulation of the circle, which is the opening space of the circulation. How can we know half of the circulation? The truth is we have a rule we took before. And this law talks about the circulation of a circle, not the waist circulation. It talks about the circle circulation. And we said we make the skirt either with a quarter of a circle, or half a circle, or a third of a circle, or from a whole circle. But here we will notice how the rule talks about a circle. We will invest using this to know the value of the space we will use to open the compass, which will help making the circulation of the skirt's waist. The rule says the circulation equals to 2 times nk, which is also half circulation of the compass opening times t. 2 is a still value. Nk is half circulation of a circle, and t is the estimated percent, which equals to 3.14 out of 100, which is a still value. Now we said the unknown circle is nk, which is the space of the compass opening. So what we need to know is what nk is in order to make the circle. Nk equals to the circulation divided by 2 times t, which equals to circulation divided by 2 times 3.14, which equals circulation divided by, which is 2 times 3.14 equals to 6.28. So Nk equals to circulation divided by 6.28. This is the ending look of the rule. It's simple, but needs a little focus. So what we will use besides the other steps are these. We will only take this part of the rule and say Nk equals to the circulation divided by 6.28 Nk. No need to forget, and we must always remember the opening space of the compass. Now let us see the application. We know now how to find Nk, and we said, what did the rule say? Nk equals to circulation of the circle. Notice how, though, the waist is made up of a quarter of a circle. Quarter a circle, but we want the circulation rule of the circle divided by 6.28, right? So we know the waist circulation equals to 80. So quarter of a circle equals to 80 centimeters. So how much is the circle circulation? The rule doesn't talk about a skirt. The skirt rule talks about the circulation of the circle, but quarter of a circle, and this quarter is known that it's the circulation of the waist, which equals to 80 centimeters. So this quarter equals to this quarter. This quarter equals to this quarter. If this is 80 centimeters, this is 80 centimeters, this is 80 centimeters, and this is 80 centimeters. So how much is the circulation? It equals to 80 plus 80 plus 80 plus 80, or 80 times 40. Circulation of the circle divided by 6.28 equals to 4 times 80, which is the circulation of a circle, divided by 6.28 equals to 320 divided by 6.28 equals to 50.96 centimeters. Notice how we go back to our intersection we made. We put the compass on our point, and it's M, and the effect point is on C. And the value we got is 50.96 centimeters. We open the compass in this way with the value we got, and the effect C, and we spin the compass till it arrives to S point. In this status, the value became 80 centimeters. And this circle is close from the center of the circle. M is the intersection, the vertical line, and the horizontal line. After specifying C and S, which is the skirt waist, from a quarter circle, we specify the height of the skirt between C and I, depending on the needed height, and it goes back to the actual style after that to make the skirt hem. We put a center point to the effect line I, and it spins till it arrives L. And how we got the Petron look for the Klush skirt uses a quarter. This is the waist valuing to 80 centimeters. And this is the ending hem of the Klush. This is the Petron look. Now this is the waist circulation that's 80 centimeters. This is the hem, this is the height, this is where the zipper will be attached in one point like the application. This is the skirt's band, known as its simple and usual, which is the circulation of the waist with an estimate which could be 10 centimeters if the circulation of the waist is 80 or it plus 10 or 12. It depends on the client and what the width goes back to, the style depending on the estimate value of the band that's needed. And hopefully you guys got the idea and everything is clear. Thank you guys for watching.